Air defense has massively important when it comes to modern warfare. The surface-to-air missile systems available to militaries around the world are highly advanced and are able to target and track incoming threats intelligently alongside Israel's Iron Dome. Both America and Russia have their own air defense systems making up the list of some of the best in the world, but which is better, the USA Patriot system or Russia's S-400? Today we're going to break down the two systems and decide which is more effective. The MIM-10 for Patriot air defense system first arrived in the early 1980s as a replacement for both Nike Hercules high to medium air defense and MIM-23 Hawk medium tactical air defense systems. Today the Patriot is used by 18 nations, with the United States operating the largest blue of systems. They have 16 Patriot battalions operating over 50 Patriot batteries that have more than 1,200 interceptors in the field. Russia began developing its equivalent, the S-400, in 1993. Budget restrictions following the collapse of the Soviet Union, however, held back Russia's ability to design an entirely new system. Between 70 and 80% of the technology used by the first S-400 design was taken and adapted from the S-300, which includes missile storage containers, launchers and radars. Testing on the system began in late 1999 or early 2000 at Russia's Cast Booty or missile range. The first S-400 systems were operational in 2007 and entered service with the 1st Air Defense Corps responsible for defending Moscow. The Patriot had a difficult start to live, but in recent times is seen as one of the best weapons for defense on planet Earth. The first version of the system used an MIM-10 for a missile which had a range of about 100 kilometers. This version actually had no capabilities against ballistic missiles and was used exclusively as an anti-aircraft weapon. After several iteration of the system, it was eventually named Patriot. This stands for Phased Array Tracking Radar to intercept on target and the US Army. Eventually the capacity to intercept anti-ballistic missiles was introduced in the late 1980s when the Patriot received his first major upgrade shortly after the system was put through its paces in the early 90s Iraq War. The original primary use for this conflict was to defend Israeli and Saudi Arabian troops from oncoming Iraqis. Goods early reports suggested a success ratio of 40%. This prompted improvements that would see many updates to the system. Ever since the early 90s, the weapon's effectiveness in the Gulf War's been called into question. The Patriot's designers argued that the system was very effective, but this was countered by an almost a year-long investigation in 1990 due by a House Government Operations Subcommittee. The conclusion of this states there was minimal evidence that the Patriot downed any more than a few Iraqi missiles. Further investigations would find less than a 10% hit rate. It appeared as though debris was being counted as direct hits, and the impressive television footage looked a lot more flattering than the real accuracy of the launcher. In contrast, the S-400 has had a very high reputation, but it's worth mentioning that the news of its effectiveness has mainly come from Russian sources, so needs to be taken with a pinch of salt. The S-400 primarily uses the 48 and 6 missile series. These missiles are designed to hit aerial targets at ranges up to 250 kilometers and are capable of intercepting ballistic missiles across a 60-kilometer radius, using in both cases a 143 kg high explosive fragmentation warhead. Another missile series, their 77 and 6, has also been tested. Unlike other Russian surface-to-air missiles, these will use hit-to-kill technology and are designed specifically to destroy ballistic missile warheads. Currently the Patriot already has this capability. The final missile series used by the S-400 is the 40 and 6. This is a long-range family. They can extend the air defense capabilities of the system to 400 kilometers. The current deployment status of the 40 and 6 missile is unclear, and questions remain as to whether the ASC-400's radar-hour capabilities will allow the 40 and 6 to make full use of its maximum range. Since the Patriot's difficult introduction production it's undergone several improvements that have made it one of the most desirable defense systems in the world. It uses a state-of-the-art aerial interceptor missile and very high-performing radar systems. Another advantage is that the Patriot's modular and highly mobile, meaning that it can be deployed in a variety of locations. Add to this the fact that a battery-sized element can be replaced in less than 1 hour, makes the weaponry very appealing to armies regardless of location. Another advantage of the system is a very short response time, the ability to engage multiple targets at the same time, as well as the resistance to electronic jamming. The system uses a 17.4-foot length missile powered by a single-stage solid propellant rocket motor at speeds of Mach 3. The missile weighs 2,200 pounds and its range is an impressive 43 miles. Similar to the S-400 in terms of detonation, it is a 200-round high-explosive warhead which uses a proximity fuse which causes shrapnel to destroy the intended target. Putting the technical specifications next to each other, both systems have their own advantages. The S-400 system can detect threats within a range of 372.8 miles, and it has different types of missiles for shooting down threats at different ranges from 24.8 miles to 248 miles. The Patriot's radar can detect threats within a range of about 93.2 miles, while it can shoot down targets within a range of 12.4 miles to 99.4 miles. The Patriot needs 25 minutes to be ready for launching, while it takes only 5 minutes for the S-400. In comparison, the S-400 can lock on to 72 targets at the same time with the detection of 160 targets, while the Patriot can lock onto only 36 targets and identify 125 by radar. However, these details are only as good as the agency that reported them, so with the US being the more transparent nation and Russia known to message their information, these details should be taken with a pinch of salt. But assuming these details are true, then it looks as though the S-400 has the upper hand. However, this doesn't include the hit-to-kill weaponry that makes the Patriot so effective. This may become a feature for the S-400, but it remains to be seen whether it will be successfully implemented. It's widely considered by experts that the S-400 is the best overall choice for defense, but if it's ballistic missiles you need protection from, then the Patriot is the best solution. What do you think about the Patriot and S-400 systems? Which one do you prefer? Let us know in the comments, and please like this video if you've enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos like this one, then subscribe to World's Military News for more information. Thanks for watching. When it comes to rocket launchers, it's hard to ignore HIMARS. Its engineers describe it as the most technically advanced, affordable and sustainable artillery solution. This is one of the main reasons why they've been donated to Ukraine to help defend their country. HIMARS has been a game changer in the war, but why is that the case? What makes this rocket launcher and its rocket so dangerous and in a world-leading class? That's what we're going to look at today in this video. HIMARS stands for High Mobility Artillery Rocket System, and its name tells you everything about why it's so useful. Not only is it a very powerful rocket launching system, but it's also very transportable, meaning that it's easy and quick to get it to where it needs to be on the battlefield. The creation of HIMARS was driven by the need to equip infantry, airborne and rapid deployment units with high mobile rocket launchers suitable for airlift to anywhere they were needed. In early 2004, the production testing of the HIMARS combat vehicle was completed. During one of the tests, a C-130 plane successfully delivered to Fort Sill Eastern Firing Range at Oklahoma. In less than 5 minutes the vehicle was unloaded. It then received a mission via combat data and fired off 6 training rockets. HIMARS became a lighter version of the M270 MLRS predecessor and entered into service with the US Army and Marine Corps in 2005. 900 launchers were planned to be built, but reports suggest only 540 MARS launchers were built instead. The first certified unit to have HIMARS was the 3rd Division and 27th Field Artillery Regiment, 18th Airborne Corps. The HIMARS system features an M1 for fighting vehicle transport and charging vehicle on guided and guided rockets, which we'll explain in more detail later, and fire control equipment. The M1 for vehicle is made of a modified chassis of a 5-ton truck with 6x6 wheel configuration. The engine is a Caterpillar 311-680 AC diesel with gas turbine supercharging 6.6-liter and has 290 horsepower at 2,600 RPM. It also has 6 cylinders of reserve but 56 gallons and a power reserve of 480 kilometers. The vehicle's transmission is an Allison automatic 7-speed gearbox. The suspension on the M1 is parabolic with leaf springs. It is a very useful ground clearance of 564 mm, which helps you overcome water obstacles with the depth of almost a meter. The system can fire an array of rockets and reloading is made by the crew in only 45 minutes. They're helped by an integrated crane and escorted by an MTV or Mark 37 resupply vehicle. This truck carries 2 sets of reload rockets and is also fitted with an integral crane if needed. It can also tow a trailer with 2 more pods. The real loading process is done remotely from a firing position. This is done to avoid counter battery fire. Pods with rockets can be unloaded in various locations down an arranged route. The launch vehicle travels from one location to another, loads a new board with rockets, fires them immediately, and then travels to another location to pick up a new pod. All of these traits help HIMARS to be ultra portable. Another reason why this is the case is the portability of the whole system itself. This artillery, the system can be airlifted by a C-130 Hercules aircraft. This plane can only carry a single HIMARS at any one time. For more artillery, the larger C-17 Globemaster III can carry 3 loaded or for empty HIMARS systems if needed. This artillery system is rapidly deployable. Any can be airlifted anywhere in the world. On top of this, the wheeled vehicles can self-deploy over long distances if required. In terms of the rockets that HIMARS can fire, this is easily adjustable depending on the mission needed. M26 was the baseline 227mm rocket. It's 3.96 meters long and weighs 307 kilograms. This rocket had a range of 32 kilometers and fitted with a 120 kilograms dual-purpose warhead quick-wit 644 bomblets. These stats made it highly effective against troops and vehicles. Then there's the M30 guided rockets or guided multiple launch rockets system. Other names for this include guided MLRS or GMLRS. It was built to counter the threat of hostile long-range rocket and cannon artillery. It was replacement for the basic M26 rockets and other day-font weaponry. GMLRS has a 65 to 70 km range and its built-in GPS means it has a much higher accuracy and its predecessors. It's fitted with a dual-purpose warhead with 400 for bomblets. The M30 provides the same number of hits as the M26 and M26-82, but fewer rockets are needed to hit the target now. And 30A1 and M31 a wide variants have taken over the original M30. GMLRS HIMARS is also capable of launching the Army Tactical Missile System or ATACMS. These rockets are designed to engage point targets such as command posts, missile launchers, air defense facilities, communication centers, warehouses of fuel and lubricants located in heavily guarded areas. Any conditions, day or night. Right, it performs its flight along the semi-ballistic trajectory when its initial acceleration is carried out on a pre-programmed rigid trajectory. After this, the flight is then in a controlled mode. The missile is controlled by aerodynamic rotors using signals from the on-board control system, which uses real-time information to adjust the angle of impact. It can be launched at an angle to the firing plane at ranges less than the maximum, which hides the coordinates of the starting position. ATACMS has recently been in the news as part of the defense package that Ukraine has received, but another type of rocket has also been in the headlines for the same reason. This is the ground-launched small diameter ball or GLSDB as designed by Saab and Boeing. These rockets are highly effective at long ranges against moving targets. The system uses an existing weapon paired with a rocket motor. The difference between GLSDB and traditional artillery weapons is that it offers 360-degree coverage for high and low angle of attack. In real terms, this means the weapon can fly fly around mountains to hit the enemy, or it can even circle back around to a target behind where the rocket was launched. It has a range of 93 miles in front of the launch vehicle, or alternatively you could hit targets 43 miles behind it. This system has proved highly popular with its allies around the world and has been exported to Jordan, Singapore and the United Arab Emirates. There are also other countries that have been considering purchasing the system. In 2022 Estonia ordered 6 HIMARS systems, and in 2023 Taiwan plans to purchase 29 HIMARS vehicles. More famously, 16 HIMARS systems were delivered Ukraine in order to help their defense against the Russian invasion. These proved to be an extremely accurate and deadly system for the Ukrainian army. Multiple Russian command posts, ammunition storages and concentrations of troops and armored vehicles as well as bridges were taken out by HIMARS. More significantly, the location of a lot of these targets were well back from the Russian front lines. Raw Russian air defenses struggled to cope with the accuracy of the attacks, and in comparison to Russian equivalents, HIMARS proved to have a better range and accuracy. Deliveries of HIMARS and M270 LRS systems Ukraine have made a huge difference in the narrative of the Ukrainian war. As Lockheed Martin says, HIMARS is the most cost-effective yet destructive weapons available. This has made it an excellent addition to the Ukrainian defenses. Its versatility but super quick deployment speeds means it can be introduced to any part of the battlefield in record time, and once it's set up, rockets like 80 ACM SGM LRS AGLSDEB have shown to be deadly accurate at a variety of ranges. As the war in Ukraine progresses, it's not known what will be its conclusion, but what is known is that HIMARS is having a massive impact of protecting Ukraine and its people with devastating impact. What do you think about the HIMARS? Let us know in the comments below. Employees, like this video if you've enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos like this one, that subscribed World Military News for more. Thanks for watching. Germans are a world renowned for their excellent engineering, and when Rheinmetall started drawing up plans for a new infantry fighting vehicle, the world stood up and took notice. After years of development, the Lynx is now starting to enter service. 2 main variants of this idea, and the more recent one represents perhaps one of the heaviest and well protected I have these ever me. Let's take a closer look at this military beast. Military operations are growing increasingly complex and hard to predict. This makes a completely new vehicle concept important to keep up with an ever-changing battlefield. As a result, the Lynx was developed to be highly adaptable. The first Lynx, known as the KF-31I IFTHA, was introduced in 2016. The letters KF and the designation stand for Kitten Far as Your Tracked Vehicle. In 2018, an improved Lynx KA-41 Whisper shown to the public. It is a slightly larger vehicle that can accommodate more troops and is a more powerful engine. The Chaos-41 Lynx is longer than the earlier version. The KF-31 measures 7.22 meters, whereas the KA-41 Lynx measures 7.73 meters. It also weighs in at 44 times, which is 10 tons more than the KF-31. The Kia-41 has been too. The M10 Booker is set to become the future of armored fighting vehicles as the winner of the US Army's Mobile Protected Firepower program. This vehicle has the potential to be an ever-present feature for the most powerful army in the world. Let's discover why this monster was chosen for future development and when we can expect to see the Mountain Booker to take the battlefield. In 2016, reports suggested that the Army wanted to create a white ground combat vehicle to maintain the relevance of infantry brigade combat team when engaged in extensive fighting against a similar enemy. At first this was dubbed a light tank, but US Army has renamed this program to Mobile Protected Firepower so that troops didn't treat it like a traditional tank like the M1 Abrams main battle tank. The vehicle, with a heavy gun and tank-like mobility, is less armored than an MBT like the M1. It's designed to go places the Abrams can't and to fight against enemy vehicles, defenses and forces without needing this super heavy armor that weighs down battle tanks. The MPS development gave an excellent opportunity to fill a void left by the retirement of the Empire 51 shared and armored reconnaissance airborne assault vehicle. The M551 did have technical flaws, but it was greatly appreciated for its robust operational abilities. This left a gap that needed filling. In 2018, the Army selected bids from General Dynamics Land Systems and BAE Systems to develop their design designed to fit the MPF brief prototypes of GDL as is Griffin II and BAESM AAGS were sent to the Army at the beginning of 2022. Years later BA submission was disqualified and the Army selected the GDR-less model for initial production later that year. In 2023 the Army type reclassified the vehicle as the M10 Booker. Later that year the US Army revealed the award of a $1.14 billion contract to GDL for the production and fielding of up to 96 of these vehicles. The KF-41 lengths has a unique design using a common drive module and flexible mission kit arrangement to allow any base vehicle to be configured as an infantry fighting vehicle, an armored personnel carrier, a command vehicle, a recovery vehicle, or an ambulance. The driver position is located at the front left side of the hull. It has 3 large vision blocks offering world-leading front and side vision. The mission kit includes a drop-in roof plate that can be fitted to any drive module with associated equipment. To create a Lynx variant it only takes 8 hours for a mission kit to be exchanged and the protection configuration modified. The crew compartment is designed as a mission-neutral space with the incorporation of C-rails and a pattern of universal fixing points on the walls and floors. The space inside the Lynx KF-41 drive module is unrivaled for a tracked infantry fighting vehicle with a manned turret. 8 dismount seats can be seen folded up with the lance to point out turret basket in the background. The Doctor module has space for up to 9 blast-reducing troop seats in addition to a crew of 3 in the case of a manned plants 2.0 Terry. The infantry men enter and leave the vehicle through a large power-operated ramp maneuvered at the rear of the shared drive module position between the cooling systems. The modular survivability systems of the buildings provide unprecedented flexibility to cope with a wide variety of threats. Face the ballistic in mind protection packages and be easily exchanged even in the field if needed. While the full spectrum of threats has been taken into account including roof protection against cluster munitions, the Lance turret is designed with an integral ballistic protection cell for the crew. There are no weapons or ammunition stowed in his cell as the main and coaxial weapons are fitted in cradles at the front of and external to the cell. The main armament ammunition is stowed in a separate compartment that wraps around the sides and rear of the turret. The mission pod can contain to Spike L2 long-range anti-tank guided missiles, suicide drones, unmanned aerial vehicles, electronic warfare packages, surface-to-air missiles or various other systems. The KF-41 Lynx has a power pack in the front of the hull including a 1,140 horsepower lever engine and a proven rank drives are mounted in the front and the idle or rockets with track tension are mounted at the rear. The running gear has 6 road wheel stations per side which guide a lightweight and connector track. The Lynx uses an advanced military suspension system which is designed to withstand extreme force and the bump stops are engineered to reduce intense shocks. That propulsion system gives a max speed of 70 km per hour and an operational range of 500 km. Standard equipment of the K-41 Lynx includes heating, air conditioning, fire suppression, cooling and nuclear, biological and chemical filtration systems combined and an environmental control system. The vehicle is also fitted with a self-protection system including the Rheinmetall 40mm rapid obscure Asian system and active protection system designed to prevent line-of-sight guided anti-tank missiles from acquiring and or destroying a target. The vehicle design also presents low visual thermal and acoustic signatures to improve battlefield survivability. The target of the K-41 length is equipped with an electro-optical sensor system, panoramic sight with an integrated laser range finder and FCS for the commander and gunner, laser warning system, acoustic shooter locating system, situational awareness system featuring day-night vision and automatic target recognition and video processing and distribution unit. The optronics enables the turret crew to have unrestricted and class-leading capabilities for automatic detection, recognition and identification of targets whilst maintaining observation that day and night while staying protected inside the turret. There is a 360-degree independent digital sight for that Commander in a digital site for the gunner. The Lynx KF-41 was submitted for Australian and Czech for human programs in 2018. A single Lynx KA-41 was presented on a military parade and cutter. However, the status of the Qatar vehicle is unclear. In 2020, the Lynx was selected by Hungary, and a total of 218 of these armored vehicles were ordered. These will be produced in Hungary by a joint venture. The first batch of 46 vehicles is planned to be delivered to the Hungarian military this year. The Lynx is expected to be picked up by armies the world over, as it is one of the most adaptable and powerful vehicles in its class. What do you think about the Lynx? Let us know in the comments, and please like this video if you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Main battle tanks are key military weapons as they provide direct fire and durability on the battlefield. Today it's common to see military units that second system main battle tanks only, as these weapons are advanced enough to perform operations without other units. In recent years, their impressive development lead to awesome machines with very powerful armor in high-tech systems. The M1 Abrams family of main battle tanks, which entered service in 1980, is America's contribution of such weapons. Over the years there have been extensive improvements to this incredible machine, and it still serves as the main battle tank of the United States Army. In this video we're going to take a look at how it all started and how it is improved. The emblem Abrams main battle tank was developed by Chrysler Defense, now General Dynamics Lane Systems, with production starting in the 1970s. This main battle tank was named in honor of General Abrams, commander of his forces during the Vietnam War. It first entered service in 1980. Produce for the US Army from 1978 until 1992. The M101 entered production in 1985, found by the end when A2 in 1986 during Operation Desert Storm. 2001 Abrams tanks were used. The emblem proved vastly superior and not a single tag was destroyed by enemy fire. Since then the Army has modernized its M1 inventory with a series of upgrades to improve the tank's capabilities. The M1 Abrams features composite armor similar to British Cobham, which features multiple layers of steel and ceramics. It may also be fitted with explosive reactive armor. Interior of the tank is lined with Kevlar, protecting the crew against balling. Ammunition is stored in the turret. Bustle will blow R panels. It is V with the N68A1 105mm rifled gun, which is loaded manually. The M1 is compatible with all standard NATO 1 of 5mm take ammunition. A total of 55 rounds are carried for the main gun, including 44 rounds stored in the term bustle and 11 rounds stored in protective containers inside the hull. This tank is a modern fire control system with a high first hit probability. It can destroy tank-sized targets. The overall objective is for 504 vehicles in total with 14 MPS per brigade combat team. There are two people, both no longer with this, who have the surname Booker and are specifically honored in the naming. The first is Robert de Booker. He was a soldier who fought as part of the US Army and North Africa 1943 when fighting against Axis forces, and World War II. He used his machine gun to defeat one machine gun nest, and despite receiving fatal injuries guided his squad as they advanced. For these actions as he was awarded posthumous Medal of Honor. The second person honored is Stephen A. Booker. He was among the tank crew leading the April 2003 assault on Baghdad. After the mounted machine gun failed to operate, he laid prone on top of the tank and guided his unit to defeat anti-tank fire. He was also fatally wounded during these actions and was awarded posthumous Distinguished Service Cross. Now both will live on through this new vehicle that is set to be part of the US Army's plans for decades. The design of the M10 book is conventional, with the driver and engine at the front with the IT located at the rear of the hull. The turret houses a crew of a commander, gunner and loader. The design of this turret is based on the M1 Abrams tank, using the M1A to set the 3 fire control system and the commander's independent thermal viewer. The vehicle also uses components and systems from the ACOD armored tracked vehicle platform, which is fully designed and developed by General Dynamics European Land Systems. The Booker also has additional armor panels and under-vehicle protection against improvised explosive devices or the additional safety of the crew. The design incorporates a tested compartmentalization system for ammunition storage. One of the most important improvements over the M1 is the M256 120mm smoothbore gun, originally developed by Rheinmetall and produced in the USA under license. This gun is loaded manually and the ammunition load was decreased to 40 rounds due to its larger size. The M101 Abrams has a range of effective fire and access is of 4 km, which was successfully demonstrated during Operation Desert Storm and 1991. A special and 829 anti-armor-piercing round was developed for the M101 to counter the threat possessed by the latest at the time Soviet-Russia main battle tanks. The M1 anti-Abrams main battle tank is a further development of the M101. Currently it is one of the best main battle tanks in the world. It is planned that this tank will remain in service beyond 2050. Protection of the end when he too was improved by using depleted uranium mesh at the front of the hull. It offers significant protection against all known anti-tank weapons. However, overall weight increased to 62.5 tons. Protection of the M1 anti-Abrams is considered to be one of the best in the world. The tanks can be fitted with ACTS posts or reactor armor blocks, and some tanks are equipped with missile countermeasure devices intended to detect and jam guidance of the laser-guided missiles. The M1 AT has an improved fire control system and its components' range of effective fire is in excess of 4 km. This tank has a target acquisition system with hunter-killer capability, whereas many tanks produced in the early 90s lacked this capability. This main battle tank will be airlifted by Sci-Fi Galaxy or C-17 Globemaster III military transport aircraft. IITHEM-1 AT Sapper System Enhancement Program variant is his successor to the M1A2. It has improved armor protection, improved system components, improved computer components and some other improvements. The Set the 2 is fitted with a remotely operated weapon station armed with 12.7mm machine gun. The first and when AT SIP tag was delivered to the US Army and 1999 there at least 901 AT SEP tanks in service. 240 of them were newly built, the others were upgraded to the standard from the M1 and 101 in M1A2 tanks. The Tank Urban Survival Kit was developed for the Abrams series tanks to improve their survivability in an urban environment. What's the kids applied? The tank has improved protection, firepower and situational awareness. The kit can be applied by the units in field conditions. The 73 is that current production version of the Abrams tank. This version rectifies many of the space, weight and power issues identified during Operation Iraqi Freedom. Improvements focus on increasing the electrical power margin, vehicle health management systems, integrated counter improvised explosive device protection, a new auxiliary power unit enabling silent watch, embedded training in an ammunition data link. It is the most reliable Abrams tank ever produced. The Set-the-4 is the most lethal Abrams tank and is now in development, featuring the third generation forward-looking infrared cameras, the cornerstone technology that will provide tank crews the ability to identify enemy tanks farther than ever before. With the upgrade, the Abrams will integrate a color camera, eye-save laser range finder, a cross-platform laser pointer to facilitate multi-domain battle into the commander's sight. This program began early enough to onboard any technology the Army deems critical to the future battlefield, to include artificial intelligence, autonomy, APS or advanced sensors. The Abrams main battle tank closes with and destroys the enemy using mobility, firepower and shock effect as a full-tracked, low-profile land combat assault weapon, enabling expeditionary warfighters to dominate their adversaries through lethal firepower, unparalleled survivability and audacious maneuver. This tank sends a clear message to those who oppose the United States as to the resolve, capability and might have the US Army. What do you think of the insane power of the Abrams? Let us know in the comments, and please like this video if you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Sometimes the old ways are the best. That's certainly the case with a Gepard air defense system. This anti-aircraft weapon was developed decades ago but still represents some of the most trusted weaponry when it comes to defending land from aerial threat. It's proved that effective engineering can stand the test of time and become a staple of the battlefield even at that fast-paced way. It's movie. Let's take a closer look at the Gepard air defense system. The Gepard AK, German for cheetah, is a self-propelled handheld anti-aircraft gun that was developed in the 1960s as a private venture. In 1966, the Germans needed a replacement for the M42 gun, which was already obsolete. Its prototypes were built in 1968 and it entered military service with the Boonies were in 1973 known as the Flag Panzer I Gepard. A total of a massive 420 of these vehicles were built for the German army. Its role is to protect combat units, troops and key installations against air attacks. Its radar, which is used to lock on the targets, is thought to be so accurate that it can lock onto birds to take out its target. The Gepard is fitted with a two-man electric power-operated turret armed with twin Ariela kind KD-8 35mm guns. The guns work with an automatic belt feed and each barrel length is 90 calibers or 3150mm. The rate of fire with the two barrels is 1100 rounds a minute. Each 35mm gun has 320 rounds of ready-to-fire anti-air ammunition and 20 rounds of anti-ground target ammunition. The guns are able to fire a range of standardized 35mm ammunition, including the new fragile armor-piercing discarding sabot or FAPTS rounds. These rounds have a muzzle velocity greater than 1400 meters a second. The Gepard is also equipped with 8 smoke discharges installed on either side of the turret. Current Gepard engineers KMW developed a missile system for the vehicle using the Stinger surface-to-air missile system. Stinger launching system was fitted under the side of the 35mm twin gun on a single unit. The system was tested but was not deployed due to financial constraints. The system has a digital fire control computer supplied by European Aeronautic Defence and Space. The miniaturized digital computer uses 32-bit Motorola 68020 microprocessors, single-board computers with dedicated arithmetic coprocessors and a command control and communications interface. All the data handled by the fire control system is related to the fixed vehicle coordinate system, but it's the radar that's the real strength of this weapon system. The Gepard is independent search and tracking radars. The search radar is installed at the front rear of the turret and the tracking radar is on the rear front of the turret. The radars get 360-degree scanning with simultaneous target tracking, clutter suppression, search on the move capability and mono-post tracking mode. The S-band search radar installed on the original version of the Gepard has a range of 15 kilometers and some clutter visibility of 60 decibels. The vehicle's design is based on the tracked armor chassis of the Leopard 1 main battle tank. The significant difference is the original target is removed and replaced by a two-man anti-aircraft gun system. It is operated by a crew of 3 including a driver, commander and gunner. The driver is seated at the front of the hull on the right side. The turret is mounted in the center of the hull with the commander seated on the left and the gunner on the right. The turret and the hull of the Gepard are of all welded steel construction to give protection against the firing of small arms and artillery shells splinters. This air defense system is powered by an empty UNB-838 CAM 510-cylinder multi-fuel engine giving 830 horsepower at 2200 RPM. It has the same suspension and tracks as the Leopard 1 that it's based on, which has 7 dual light metal rubber tired road wheels with the drive sprocket at the rear idle or at the front end for track return rollers on either side. It can climb a gradient of 60% and the vertical obstacle of 1.15 meters if needed. The Gepard can cross a trench of 3 meters and has a fording depth of 2.5 meters. The weapon has proved to be highly popular worldwide. In February 2022, it was announced that parent company KMW would deliver 50 decommissioned Gepard anti-aircraft tracked armored vehicles to Ukraine as part of Russia countermeasures following the invasion by Russia. This anti-aircraft weapon is currently also in service with Germany, Brazil, Chile, Jordan, Romania and the Netherlands. There have also been several more deliveries of Gepard units to Ukraine following the initial support package. All of this shows that despite the fact that this weapon was designed in the 60s, it's still one of the most reliable anti-aircraft vehicles available worldwide. What do you think about the Gepard? Let us know in the comments and please like this video if you enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos like this one, then subscribe to Spotlight for more. Thanks for watching. Drones are becoming an ever-increasing part of modern warfare, and it's no wonder they're sophisticated, agile, and there's less risk surrounding loss of life. They're the perfect solution as technology becomes more and more advanced. Let's take a closer look at some of the most advanced attack drones. First, let's start with the vehicle named Robotic Autonomous Sense in Strike, or Robust for short. This was developed by Elbit Systems for the Israeli Ministry of Defense, and it is as robust in design as it is in name. This uncrewed ground vehicle uses advanced robotic technology as to expand Israel's autonomous combat capabilities in all-terrain and all-weather battlefield conditions. It's a 6x6 advanced wheeled vehicle featuring advanced maneuvering capabilities. It has the capacity to transport diverse and heavy mission loads. On top of this, it has an integrated system for transporting and receiving uncrewed aerial vehicles. This adds to its credentials for future-proofing into remote warfare. The Robust focuses on operational effectiveness, simplicity, and limited operator involvement. It weighs more than 5 times and is armed with that 30mm autonomous turret developed by the Tank and APC Directorate for the ITAN armored personnel carrier. On top of this, it also features Albert's Iron Fist active protection system, fire control and mission management systems, and robotic autonomous kit. This in addition to situational awareness systems for forward reconnaissance missions. There's also a capsule drone on board. Another Israeli offering is next, and this one is back to the skies because it's the IROT-ML, an unmanned combat air vehicle developed by the Israeli aerospace industries. This is a quadcopter that can loiter in the air for 30 to 45 minutes with a max range of 10 kilometers. It's able to carry a 1 kilogram warhead or to frank grenades. The ROT-ML can be operated by a single soldier. Unlike most loitering drones, ROT-M has a significant feature in that it can be reused once a mission is aborted and then safely land. Next is Albert Sky Striker, a fully autonomous drones that can locate, acquire and strike targets with a warhead installed inside the fuselage, weighing either 5 or 10 kilograms for high precision performance. Sky Striker's electric propulsion gives it a low acoustic signature which allows for covert operations at low altitudes. Is a silent, invisible and surprise attacker. Sky Striker is precise and reliable, giving a critical advantage in the modern battlefield. The drone is courtesy of company Flyby Technology. They're a UK-based unmanned aerial vehicle training provider. They worked with Turkish partners FlyBV Yellow as technology and aviation consulting, along with Maxwell Innovations, an aviation component manufacturer, to produce the Jackal. The UA has been designed to provide flexible capability for multiple types of combat missions over land, sea and air, such as interdiction from the battlefield, close air support, engaging helicopters and flight-destroying tanks, delivering logistics and preventing the enemy from using runways and roads. All of this can be done remotely to reduce the risk of loss of life. The company also collaborated with multinational defense company Fails to explore the potential of firing its lightweight multi-role missile from the Jackal. As part of this development, this new adoration, dubbed See How, fired dismissal in its first test firing in England towards the end of 2022, and further testing, the UAB successfully fired another Thales missile in a trial with the array of in the spring of the following year. These tests proved the low recoil of the missiles, which meant that the drone could remain stable. This provides a much safer alternative to soldiers advancing with shoulder-fired weapons or crewed helicopters approaching enemy targets. The Jackal is a multi-role attack UAV which can fire multiple missiles. It has a wingspan of 5 meters and can carry a significant weight of up to 15 kilograms. It also has a range of 130 kilometers at a maximum altitude of 4,000 meters. Hydra 400 is another British UAV technology. The business behind this drone was founded in October 2019 and funded by the British Army to reinvent heavy-lift UAVs and develop the hybrid jet-electric concept. The new Hydra 400 offers best-in-class live capacity, speed and range to allow for deployment in any industry sector. These drones are compact, quick, and most importantly incur no loss of life if their destroyed footage has shown these drones in action. What are the details of these armored bots and how do they work? Let's find out. The drone is called the Magora Versus 5 because it's the 5th generation of its type. It's a remotely operated device that looks like a remote control boat on steroids. That's because it can hold up to 300 kilograms of explosives and be operated at a range of 500 miles. This also means it has firepower without the risk of lives being lost. Reports and footage suggests that the Versus 5 has already been used against Russian ships in an effort to disable them. This is tech that uses rotors and jet engines in tandem. The Hydra is small and portable, so much so that it can be transported on a regular pickup truck and if needed can be prepared for flight in 6 minutes to fly. The Hydra has single spool jet turbines that generate 500 newtons of thrust, which lets it lift a generous 882 pounds. The plan is for the UAV to carry the Brimstone missile. This missile is a huge part of the system because it's the source of firepower for the Hydra. It's an advanced anti-armor missile developed by European missile manufacturer MBDA with American aerospace and defense company Boeing as the primary subcontractor. The missile has a length at 180 mm, a weight of 50 kilograms, and a diameter of 180 mm. It is a powerful combat-proven local lateral close air support weapon that can be ground or air-launched. When air-launched, the Brimstone exceeds RAF requirements for a long-range anti-armor weapon. This is a massive advantage as it gets fighter planes the ability to destroy tanks and armored assets deep behind enemy lines. This means the Hydra 400 can stay a safe distance away while launching its weapon, which massively increase survivability. It is also equipped with a release system which can carry a variety of payloads depending on the mission, including casualty evacuation pods, cargo racks, underslung lows, and a number of weapons systems including the Brimstone we've already looked at as the war in Ukraine. When it comes to technology, the military is at the forefront of what's possible. The latest advancements in tech are usually first seen on the front line, and that's what we're looking at today with a variety of offerings that are world leaders in their class. Let's take a look. First, let's review Sky Next. This is the system that holds Rheinmetall, their defense weapons, together. It's a modular system that allows its user to create a bespoke setup to deal with whatever threats that needs to defend itself against. It is Rheinmetall laid a solution for short-range air defense. The Sky Master Battle Management System is the brains of the operation. Various sensors can be linked in a modular way in order to meet the needs of the mission. One or several medium-range radars like the X-TAR 3D Tactical Acquisition Radar can give information on targets which are received in the control node. This Sky Master network then processes this information and attacks the airlock on Revolver Gun Mark III and the air on Twin Gun complement surface-to-air missiles. The unmanned revolver gun combines exceptional precision with high firepower as seen on the other Sky systems. It can fire up to 1,000 rounds per minute. The 35mm cannon has a maximum firing range of 3,500 meters for aerial targets and 5,000 for land equivalents, with its own sensor unit that includes a tracking radar, a TV, and an IR camera, as well as laser range finders. The gun can autonomously take over from Sky Master and track targets before attacking. Next, there's the Bouquet, a new automated mine-laying system developed by Polish defense company who test a love of all and its collaborators. It can be used to create scattered anti-tank barrier minefields of different sizes, densities, and self-destruction times. The system can be controlled from a ground control station. The design is based on an iOS 8 by a truck chassis which has high mobility and payload capabilities. The fully automated minefield laying process lets it quickly switch between transport and combat mode. The vehicle is able to feature 6 launchers or mine throwers. They can carry MN123.1 and MN123.2 programmable anti-tank mines manufactured by Belmont. 5 anti-tank mines are loaded in a single mine cassette, and each launcher can be fitted with 20 cassettes to let each vehicle carry up to 600 mines. This mine-laying system can be deployed to destroy armored vehicles and other vehicles. The Patria family of armored modular vehicles are a modern group of highly adaptable and highly mobile units used for transporting troops. The basic Patriot Versus has modular ballistic protection. The armor consists of changeable modules with different thicknesses that can be modified to suit mission requirements. The maximum protection level as against 30 mm armor-piercing rounds. With its mine protection, it can take up to a 10 kg TNT blast. This has been proven when to Polish army vehicles were hit in Afghanistan by RPG-7 rockets. Despite this huge explosion, armor was not penetrated and the vehicles were able to return to base with troops on arm. The standard vehicle also comes with Protector M151 remote weapon stations fitted with a Patriot PML-127 OWS turret for a 12.7 mm machine gun and a 40 mm automatic grenade launcher. A large range of different weapons can also be added to the vehicle depending on what the customer needs. Next, a glimpse into what the future of the battlefield will look like. This is the Rheinmetall Mission Master, a modular autonomous unmanned ground vehicle made by Rheinmetall Canada. It can be used for reconnaissance and surveillance operations, mount and dismount forces, and increase operational effectiveness. The all-terrain Mission Master is based on an 8x platform and is a length of 2.95 meters and a weight of approximately 750 kilograms. It's able to hold a maximum payload of 600 kilograms and up to 400 kilograms during amphibious operations. Its maximum speed is 40 kilometers per hour and it can be fitted with tracks or chains for additional mobility. The cargo module is able to carry payloads for different missions including surveillance, logistic transport, medical evacuation, CBR and detection, fire suppression and communication relay. It can also be armed with 50 mm weapon systems, .5 caliber machine guns and 40 mm grenade launchers if needed. The latest variant of the modular Mission Master is the new armed reconnaissance module that offers all-terrain maneuverability to keep troops safe. The armored vehicle is the capability to collect tactical intelligence in the area of operations as well as give frontline fire support. It is intelligence gathering technology and a Field Ranger remote-controlled weapons station. The Cockerel I acts as a new fast attack right 4x4 wheeled vehicle courtesy of Belgian-based company John Cockerell Defense. They have designed the Cockerel IACS to be a breakthrough combat system for territorial defense interception, able to engage and defeat any threats before they reach their objective. The car's Soccer Ally X has focused on utilizing a variety of factors to neutralize enemies including higher velocity, firepower, stealth and embedded intelligence. The vehicle can move at very high speeds on-road and off-road using a thermal or hybrid thermal-electric drivetrain. It's also light and stealthy with appearance management and adaptive camouflage with modification of IR and acoustic signature. This 4x4 also integrates multi-sensor data fusion technology with a smart helmet on board. Intelligence eye camera's sensor is acoustic gunshot detection and localization. The car is capable of integrating a suite of effective weapons such as 25mm, 30mm missiles and rockets depending on the threat to be neutralized. Joking is a Croatian company specializing in designing and manufacturing remotely operated vehicles for various applications, and they've released the M-Versus 3 Hysterix, an electric robotic vehicle designed to support counter-terrorism, hostage release operations and social unrest crisis missions. The MB3 is a world-unique vehicle that has been in development for 3 years with an expenditure of $2.5 million. It gives tactical teams the advantage of using the system with or without the team, allowing flexibility and a modular approach which avoids putting tactical members in danger. Going back to more traditional military technology now, the M10 Booker represents the US Army's latest armored vehicle. Like a conventional armored vehicle, it is the driver and engine at the front with the turret located at the rear of the hull. The turret is a crew of a commander, gunner and loader. The design of this it is based on the M1 Abrams tank using the Himwena to set B3 fire control system and the commander's independent thermal viewer. The M10 also has additional armor panels and under-vehicle protection against improvised explosive devices. Further to this, for the additional safety of the crew, the design incorporates incorporates a tested compartmentalization system for ammunition storage. The HIM-10 has been designed with mobility and firepower in mind to make it a useful tool for clearing difficult and uneven terrain and then using a powerful gun to destroy fixed defenses and any defenders left crewing them for weaponry. The main armament of this vehicle is a 105mm cannon based on the American M35. Polish manufacturer's Activity Mechaniczna Tarnów has tested its anti-drone system built on the radar multi-function radar and the Browning Type 12.7mm WKLA machine gun. It's thought the gun has the ability not only to track larger aircraft objects but also those of the nano class or micro objects depending on the size of the unmanned aerial vehicle. The gun has a different range. If the drone is from a nano class, the radar catches it up to 3 km. If it is a micro, be up to 5 km, and a mini class drone is detected at a distance of at least 10 km. The 12.7mm machine gun is of Browning type. It can make 3,600 shots in 1 minute. Modern bombs are smart, much smarter than you think they are. The Joint Direct Attack Munition, or JDAM, makes what's known as dumb bombs smarter, and that means making them more lethal. We're going to take a look at the methodology behind the system and show you why it's so effective. The Joint Direct Attack Munition is a guidance tail kit that changes existing unguided free-fall bombs into accurate, adverse weather smart munitions. This is done with a new tail section that combines an inertial navigation system and a global positioning system guidance control unit, which greatly improves navigation and effectiveness in any weather condition. JDAM is a joint U.S. Air Force and the Department of Navy program. Operation Desert Storm in Iraq highlighted a shortfall in air-to-surface weapon capability. Difficult weather conditions limited the use of precision-guided munitions. Unguided weapon accuracy was also degraded when launched from medium and high altitudes. Research and development of an adverse weather precision-guided munition began in 1992 as a response. JDAM kits were first delivered in 1997, with operational testing conducted a year later. Unguided weapon accuracy was also degraded when launched from medium and high altitudes. Research and development of an adverse weather precision-guided munition began in 1992 as a response. JDAM kits were first delivered in 1997, with operational testing conducted a year later. Warhead is the payload. It allows for the use of accurate air-to-surface weapons against high-priority, fixed and relocatable targets from fighter and bomber aircraft. Guidance is from a tail control system and a GPS-aided internal navigation system. This navigation system works with transfer alignment from the aircraft that provides position and velocity vectors from the aircraft systems. The tail kit includes adjustable tail fins, a control computer, an inertial guidance system, and a GPS receiver. Both the receiver and the inertial guidance system lets the bomb locates itself in space. The GPS receiver works out its position by interpreting GPS satellite signals, while the inertial guidance system monitors the bomb's movements, tracking its path from where it was launched. After being released from a plane, the JDAM autonomously navigates to the designated target coordinates. These can be loaded into the aircraft before takeoff, manually altered by the crew before weapon release, or automatically input using target designation with onboard aircraft sensors. In the air, the JADAM's GPS receiver processes signals from GPS satellites to keep track of where it is. Like with other smart bombs, the control system adjusts the flight fins to steer the bomb in the right direction. In its most accurate mode, the JDAM system will give a weapon circular error probable of 5 meters or less during free flight, assuming GPS data is available. If GPS data isn't received, the bomb will achieve a 30 meters SEP or less for free flight times up to 100 seconds. 324. The reason the system works fine, even in bad weather, is because it gets all its information from satellite signals which aren't blocked by cloud cover or obstacles. The bomb doesn't have to see anything at all to find its way to the target. Another advantage is that at around $20,000 per tail kit, this retrofit method is much more economical than $120,000 plus laser-guided bombs. JDAM is currently compatible with the following aircraft: B-1B, B-2A, B-52H, AV-8B, F-15E, FA-18C DEF, F-16CD and F-22. Follow-on integration efforts are currently being delivered or planned to evaluate compatibility with the A-10, F-35 Joint Strike Fighter, and MQ-9 Reaper drone. This combination of the JDAM stealth and accuracy has revolutionized air warfare. Growth of the JDAM family of weapons expanded to the Mark 82,500-pound version, with development starting in late 1999. The 500-pound JDAM-ER, or extended range variant, features a modular add-on wing kit, which uses small diameter bomb glide technology. The wings unfold in flight and increase the range of the weapon threefold from 15 miles to more than 45 miles. This modular designed wing kit can be easily upgraded with improved technologies and other modular enhancements such as laser sensors and anti-jamming countermeasures. JDAM-ER was tested at Woomera in Australia in 2006 and 2008 with great success, paving the way for the start of its production. Following this, the JDAM-ER version of the weapon system entered service with the Australian Air Force in 2015. The addition of the DSTO's wing kit significantly improved JDAM's range, allowing the engagement of long-range targets. In 2006, the departments of the Navy and Air Force planned a low-cost, non-developmental enhancement to the 500-pound JDAM to address moving targets. Open competition and source selection were completed, and the Navy awarded a contract to Boeing for a direct attack moving target capability, and the material solution was laser JDAM. Known as LJDAM or GBU-54, it's a 500-pound dual-mode weapon that couples the GPS-INS precision of the JDAM and laser-designated accuracy of a laser-guided bomb into one weapon. LADAM also provides added capability and flexibility to the fleet's existing inventory of precision-guided munitions to satisfy the ground-moving target capability. The Navy has also developed the GBU-56 laser JDAM for the Blue 109 penetrator to replace the legacy GBU-24 Paveway 3 weapon systems and improve performance in highly contested environments. Its modular design enables the installation of a low-cost laser sensor kit on an existing JDAM in the field, needing only a few minutes to do so. On top of the all-weather GPS-INS capability, laser JDAM can strike targeted opportunities, including mobile and naval ones. Boeing delivered laser JDAMs to the U.S. Air Force in the spring of 2008. The system is used on the Air Force's F-15E and F-16, and the U.S. Navy's FA-18 and AV-8B platforms. In 2022, the Pentagon announced sending precision aerial munitions to Ukraine as part of a $1.85 billion package to aid with the conflict in their nation. Ukrainian air forces have been successful in using this type of aircraft bomb. These bombs have allowed hitting targets without entering Russian air defense zones. Ukraine received the extended range version, giving it the potential to hit from 72.4 kilometers. Bombs were then integrated into MiG-29 fighter aircraft. For over 20 years now, the JDAM has proved itself to be a highly effective upgrade kit for existing bombs. Its relatively low price and highly accurate results in all weather have made this the perfect weapon to be used by nations across the world. Currently, 26 countries employ the JDAM to be used to upgrade their bombs, making them smarter and highly lethal. What do you think about the JDAM bomb? Let us know in the comments, and please like this video if you've enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos like this one, then subscribe to Spotlight for more. Thanks for watching.
How are modern missile technologies redefining the landscape of global defense? Today, the evolution of missile technology stands as a testament to human ingenuity, shaping the strategic capabilities of nations worldwide. Firstly, let's delve into the realm of hypersonic missiles. These marvels of engineering travel at speeds exceeding Mach 5, a feat that not only enhances their strike capabilities, but also makes them notoriously difficult to intercept. The agility and speed of hypersonic missiles like Russia's Avangard and China's DF-17 mean that they can breach most existing defense systems with terrifying efficiency. Next, we explore maneuverable re-entry vehicles, or MAVs. These sophisticated warheads can alter their trajectory during re-entry, making them elusive targets for missile defense systems. This ability to dodge and weave through defensive barriers ensures that MAVs can deliver their payloads with unprecedented precision. Stealth technology in missiles also deserves a spotlight. By minimizing radar signatures, these stealthy projectiles can sneak past enemy defenses undetected. This technology not only increases the chances of a successful strike, but also complicates the defensive strategies of the opposing forces. Turning our attention to directed energy weapons, or DWs, we see a future of defense that relies on precision and speed. These weapon systems use concentrated energy to disrupt or destroy incoming missiles, offering a cost-effective solution to traditional projectile-based defenses. Swarming technology introduces a new layer of tactical complexity. By coordinating attacks with numerous autonomous or semi-autonomous units, forces can overwhelm and saturate enemy defenses. This strategy maximizes the potential for successful engagements by distributing the risk among multiple units. Artificial intelligence is revolutionizing missile guidance systems. By integrating AI, these systems can dynamically adjust their flight path, responding in real time to changing battlefield conditions and threats. This not only improves the missile's accuracy, but also its adaptability in complex combat scenarios. Lastly, advancements in solid-state propulsion are setting new benchmarks for missile performance. This technology enhances the range, speed, and reliability of missiles, while also reducing their size and weight, making them more versatile than ever before. In summary, the landscape of global defense is undergoing a profound transformation driven by cutting-edge advancements in missile technology. From the sheer speed of hypersonic missiles to the cunning evasiveness of stealth technology and the intelligent adaptability of AI-enhanced guidance systems, these technologies are not just shaping modern warfare, they are setting the stage for the future of global security.